There are times where I feel as though my desire for education leads me to unhappiness in life. Once, a beautiful world with unlimited possibilities. Now, a cold reality grasped with truth. This idea is best displayed by the innocent mind of a child. There is little understanding. There are few fears. It is hard to be scared or sad when you don't know what comes next. With each step, a new door is opened, and with it, a new fear. I believe this to be the reason I constantly find myself entangled in the bluffs of a mountain or the ebbs of a stream. I have no desire to downplay the world of emotions faced while in the hands of nature. The wilderness is a brutal place. The mountains are calling, and it's my time to answer. The journey starts now, y'all. Look at what we got here. Leaving the Badlands right now. On my way to Bighorn National Forest in Wyoming. We've got a crazy 8 days ahead of us. We've got a lot to talk about. Got a lot of fishing to do. It's gonna be awesome. Camped here last night. It was my holdover spot. Got on the road after work, and now we're on to the next. Bighorn, Bozeman, the Tetons, Black Hills. We got a lot coming up, but stay tuned, and this one's gonna be it. This one is definitely gonna be it. Okay, made it to one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever camped at, here in the Bighorn National Forest. First real true destination. The Badlands are incredible, but like I said, that was just kind of a stopover. But yeah, we're here at our first stop. Up next is Bozeman, then we got the Grand Tetons, then we got the Wyoming range of the Bridger Tetons, and then back to the Black Hills. So it is just about to be the craziest week of fly fishing and camping that I've probably ever done. But yeah, camp is set up, tents pitched, wood's ready, everything's ready to go. Whew. Super excited to have that with me on this trip. But yeah, it's midday, I think about 1 p.m. right now. I'm gonna make a quick lunch, take a quick nap, and then fly fishing time. I'm a little tired from all the traveling, so I'm gonna get that out of me. And then all my fly gear is ready to go. My leaders are pre-tied, flies are ready, rods and reels are ready, so it's just wake up and go. And I'm gonna be on the South Fork of the Tongue River. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It is just too beautiful. The films that come out of this are really gonna be my best ones. And I've got some big things that I really wanna talk about. So after the nap, it's time to get real. Thank you all for joining me, and yeah, let's get it. We have arrived in paradise. Not too far from the campsite. Got this beautiful stream, South Fork of the Tongue River. Gonna just give it a nice fish for the rest of the evening. It looks beautiful. The weather is incredible right now. In the walk over here in the woods, I saw a beautiful, like 8-point buck, huge male. Just already the smell, the fresh air. It's incredible being out here. Got my camera right here with me, my new pickup as well. Still very unexperienced with it, but practicing as much as I can to learn. And I've got my 6'6" Grays 3-weight.
Probably could have used a little bigger of a rod, but it won't matter with the little Hardy Ultra Click. To start, I've got a little hopper dropper. It's getting late in terrestrial season, but there still may be a bite for it. But I'm gonna start with that, looking for something aggressive. Got a hopper, and then I can't remember what the nymph is, maybe like a blue-winged olive, but we'll start with that and then progress. I already just saw a fish rise up in the riffles up there, so I'm getting really excited, and I think it's time to go set up and catch some fish. And I analyze the creek a little bit, look out for some more eaters, find a target spot, and start making some good casts at them. Those rocks down there look beautiful too. I'll have to check those out, but since I'm upstream of them, I'm just gonna be lazy and walk into the woods, since that way it looks sick. Let's go get it. There we go. Perfect. Oh man, these are some money drifts. Like crazy up here. Oh, on the hopper. Let's go. There we go, fish number one. Gotta get my net unclipped. Gotta have a better system for that. Got him. Yeah, he came up and gobbled that hopper. Out she goes. There we go. Beautiful wild brown trout. Little guy. Still impeccable. Woohoo! Fish number one of the trip, y'all. That feels freaking great. And you got it on the hopper. I'm throwing a big old boy too. One that I tied. I think like 99% of the flies in my box are flies that I tied, but big old deer here, hopper. Gobbled it up. Oh, listen to that reel, y'all. That's the Ultra Click. That sounds freaking sexy. Fish number two, off he goes. There we go. Oh. Okay. Fish catching is immaculate. There's so many fish in here, and they're just surfacing, going after the hopper, just going crazy. Insane landscape. Can't beat this. It's 5:15 though. It's starting to get a little later. You know, not too bad. Got probably another hour and a half of fishing tonight. We're gonna go a little easy on the footage the rest of the night. I got some great shots, but I've got tomorrow to fly fish. I've got Monday in Bozeman. I've got the Gravant and the Tetons, and then I've got some days coming up in And then, yeah, and then the Bridge to Tetons as well. So I've got so much fishing coming up, and I want to do a lot of talk and footage around the campfire with a bigger meaning for the series. So it's going to be long, so I don't need to get too much tonight. So I'm going to focus on getting dinner and just enjoying the rest of the night. Pretty much just using the GoPro and mainly that. But yeah, let's go catch some more, and it's just insane. Okay, we're back at camp. Got a little fire going to warm up my frozen feet from wet wading. But yeah, sun's going down. It's cooling down very rapidly. Probably gonna get into, close to freezing tonight. I think around 36 maybe, or 40 for the low. But yeah, sight's ready to go. Like I said, I didn't end up getting any fish to eat, so I'm just going easy tonight with a dehydrated meal, and I'm just gonna kind of relax and enjoy the campfire. It is something else out here. Just serenity, beauty, isolation. That stream was just impeccable, and I saw no one, and I'm out here at a campsite, and both the ones side by side me on a Saturday night, 3rd week of September, peak fall foliage, and I've got no one next to me, and there's just nothing better. There's just absolutely nothing better. It's been an incredible day. Tomorrow morning's going to be incredible. I'm going to get some fly fishing in until around maybe 11 a.m. noon, and then it will be hit the road for Bozeman, which I'm super excited for. I get to see my godfather for the first time since I'll be able to remember it. I have met him before, but have no memory of it. But I've heard tons of stories, and really looking forward to that. Oh, there's just so much awesome things on this trip, and it's gonna be hard to, like I was saying earlier, get it all recorded and edited, and make it all fit, but we'll get it done. For now, I'm just gonna get some food because I'm really hungry, and enjoy the night. The morning. Had a very frosty night. This would be a good tell of that. You can see I think it got down to about, I'd say probably 28-30 degrees, a little cooler than I thought, but I was plenty warm. I have a 0-degree bag, another sleeping bag, and a down blanket, so I had no issues. And yeah, no issues at all. But yeah, I've got a fire going. Sun's about to peak up, then everything will get lively, so I'm kind of waiting for that to go fishing. I'm going to make some eggs, some nice little omelet with some peppers and onions, then go fish for an hour or two, probably like hour and a half, 2 hours. Hopefully during that time my tent and all that stuff dries out. Once the sun's up, I'll come back, clean up, and hit the road for Bozeman. And yeah, we'll be money there. Me and my godfather. We've got a potluck tonight. I guess he hosts annual potluck for his street or neighborhood. So looking forward to that, and it's just gonna be a great time road tripping. You know, I love the open road. There's something about the open road and being out here in the wilderness, just in, you know, sheer isolation from people, where you really, you know, think about a lot of things that, you know, you don't get to think about in the day-to-day basis. For me, a lot of that is, you know, around what I consider a false prophecy, the American dream. What is the American dream? Yeah, I've got an hour and a half of fishing I can do. Gonna just keep this easy. I'm only gonna bring my GoPro and drone and mainly just focus on fishing for the hour and a half and having fun. Gonna be throwing a lot of big dries, hoppers, mayflies mainly. And yeah, just see what I can catch this morning. I think it should be good. Fishing was amazing yesterday. Kinda expect the same this morning, but yeah, let's go get it. It's beautiful, beautiful morning. Time to go catch some fish. I don't know what could be better. Look at this. Just the best. Oh, just freaking beautiful. Look at the stream. Fortunately though, it is 10:45, which means I gotta get back to the site so I can start breaking down and check out, and I gotta get on to Bozeman anyways. It's been a beautiful morning. Just shot about 30 minutes of some awesome drone footage. I did not get any fish this morning. I think I made a mistake by coming back to where I left off, which is more in this wooded area, a little more protected from the sun. It's starting to get active now. I'm seeing a lot more bugs. I'm starting to see some rises. Whereas when I was walking in, what I fished yesterday, I saw that, you know, an hour and a half ago. And I think that sunlight hitting there really just got, you know, got things moving, got life going, and it's just starting to happen in this more little free flow, free stone, pocket water, wooded area. So no fish, but it's just been beautiful, relaxing, and spending time out here. And like I said, I just flew the drone for 30 minutes, which was a lot of my time this morning, but got some incredible shots. The lighting was just perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna walk back to the campsite, break it down, and we will hit the road for Bozeman, which super excited for. But let's get it on to the next. back, y'all. Should have waited a second longer for that plane to go away for better audio, but we're back on the river. Today we are in Bozeman, one of the fly fishing capitals of the world. It's been an incredible day so far. Geez, sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. It's been an incredible 2 days so far. Yesterday was incredible. I got in, got some good beers, saw my godfather, got set up. Today we're out on the river. I'm gonna fish this little seam right here. When I get over to that dry kind of chunk over there, I'll actually kind of sit down and talk to the camera a little more. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about today, focus a little less on fishing, but name of the game today is tightline nymphing and streamer fishing. So I've got my 10-foot 3-weight. Yesterday and the day before in the bighorns, it was the hopper or the hopper dropper. But today, yeah, it's gonna be all nymphs and streamers. But let's get set up through this first hole, get through this first seam. Then when I get to that bank, I can kind of actually set up a little bit. I've got some space to work with, not on this eroding bank. I can kind of set myself out, do a little talking, and bring you guys along with me for a very special treat in today's video. But yeah, I'm gonna put you on my chest, fish that little seam right there with some nymphs, and see if we can find some early fish. Okay, like I said, I've got my 10-foot 3-weight. Start off, I'm tightline nymphing. I've got my double nymph set up, Ausable Ugly in front, little Perignon in the back. I've got that on my typical streamer Euro nymph leader set up with the cider in there of Amnesia. And yeah, let's got a beautiful hawk flying overhead. Let's see if we can find any fish. I can already tell my leader's a little too long. I don't like that, but we'll make it work. I'm on the East Gallatin, and then maybe go a little bit. There we go. Oh, I lost him. I was slow there. I don't know if you guys saw that with this leader. Okay, well that's a good sign. There's a little brown down on the bottom. Definitely got to be better about my hook sets. It's tough, like I said, this leader's a little too short, so I don't really have it exactly like I want to, but we'll get that corrected soon. Okay, just made it up to that bank. Missed one brown already. That was completely my fault. Got to break down my leader. It's a little too long for this depth in this river, so got to shorten that so they can be more effective. That should help me with the fish catching. But before I do that, I think it's a perfect little time and place to get back and talk again. Like I said, I kind of ended off my notion in the bighorns talking about this, what I consider this false prophecy of an American dream. This idea that if you want something enough in this country and you're determined enough, you can get that. This idea that, if you want to go make a better option for yourself in a career path by, moving towns, you can. This, idea of freedom. I don't see any of that. I see destruction. I see diminishing environments. I see a wealthy 10% class that is making the other 90% of Americans poor. I see civil disruption. I see race wars. America has been turning back recently and, feeling like it was, going back in time as we watch the removal of human rights be stripped from certain people. It's just insane to me. Just insane. And everyone, they always say just keep grinding, keep going, just put in that work, and you'll hit 65 and retire and it will all be worth it. And then you'll have 5 years of okay health with retirement money before you're sitting all the time not able to do anything with your life anyways. It's we build up so much for this retirement age, which is so old, that I feel like we miss living our lives in between. And for me right now, I really want to pursue film and fly fishing. I really want to be a fly guide. I love to teach. But, you know, becoming an independent guide, you can't live off it nowadays. It's kind of crazy. And that's definitely been one of my realizations about coming to Bozeman, is it has just been incredible. Like I said, it's super special for me to be able to get here and see my godfather. He was my dad's best man at his wedding. They were college roommates, engineering buddies together, best friends, did a lot of camping and skiing and fishing on their own. So for, you know, me to come out and get to see him was just incredible, and see his wife too. She's just the best. And it was so cool. Yesterday I arrived and they just happened to be doing their community potluck that they host every year, and I've hosted for like 22 years, I think they said. It started as, you know, just a way when they were new in the area to meet neighbors and for their kids to meet other kids on the street and just everyone to feel safe and comfortable. It was just awesome, you know, seeing this. What started as just us setting up, you know, turned into 30 people at the end of the street sharing food. Everybody brought stuff from their gardens. It was just so open and free, you know. You could talk to anybody. It didn't, you know, you didn't feel out of place, you know, with your beliefs, because, you know, people support you here. It was just so new to me, seeing a community, you know, like Bozeman, that's one of these areas that harbors environmental activism, that harbors fly fishing, that harbors, you know, caring for your neighbors and being an open community. And it was just awesome. But one thing I took away from all of it is that every single person I talked to said they would not be able to afford their house if they moved there today, even on their current salaries. Now granted, these are adults, these are people who have been working in the corporate world for 20, 30 years, and they can't afford living there, or if they didn't have their house already. Bozeman, of course, is an area I'd love to come to. Living is insane. I was checking out apartment pricing, and even on an engineer salary, it was ridiculous. And if I'm looking at it going, you know, I don't know how I'm going to make this work on an engineer salary, what is everybody else doing? What's happening to these people that are, you know, working the grocery stores and working these fast food chains and gas stops and restaurants and, you know, everything that makes this daily life so good for us? How do they live? And I think, you know, we're running into this issue where they're not. And in America, it's becoming the idea that wealth is what means you're successful, not your well-being. You know, everything's so focused around capitalism, consumerism, and this idea that you need to buy more and make more. And, you know, if you're not doing that, you're failing. And I think that's why we see so many of these rich people and rich families, you know, going out and buying 30 properties. You've got even corporations now, you know, I'm reading in the news, corporations, just regular, good old corporations that make stuff or do provide some sort of service, going up and buying hundreds of properties to upcharge rent. And it's crazy, just crazy to me that, you know, we're not stopping this as a country. We're allowing people to go buy 10 properties because that means you're successful. On LinkedIn the other day, an app that I now hate and, you know, honestly find worse than most social media at this point. You know, I thought it used to be good, but I saw a post about, you know, someone in my connection or tree talking about this awesome, you know, project he completed where he spent a year or two renovating. There was like 20 apartment units or something like that, 15, 20, 30. But took these apartments that were pretty, you know, run down and not the best condition, but renovated them. And he made this big LinkedIn post talking about how awesome it was because now he could upscale rent by $600 a month and start profiting off of it. If you are a landlord and you make profit, like serious profit, more than, you know, just enough for you to live, and you really shouldn't be, you know, relying as a landlord on someone else paying their rent, you're a bad person. It's just, we need to come to terms and accept that if you're being a landlord, and you see it so much on social media now, these young people that are rich, and they say, be a landlord, get into real estate, buy land and upcharge. Well, that person that just bragged and got 100 likes and tons of comments talking about this awesome project that he completed, he just took away housing for 20 families. Now they've got nowhere to go.
And yet, though, for us, we see this as him chasing his American dream, even though he just took 20 kids, out of their houses and gave them nowhere to go home at night. And I don't know, it blows my mind, I'm only 23 and I haven't seen much, but it's like chasing nothing. I feel that, all the generations, and there's always these battles and talks about, your generation had it better. Your generation had it better. I don't know what to do. Like, our generation is screwed. Social media is ruining it. We've got political unrest. The housing market is in shambles. Even little things like people still talk about climate change. That's something I and my generation have to think about, is that if we want to have kids and start a family, they're going to have to go through in hellish climate conditions. We're already seeing that with these wildfires. Anyone that wants to tell you climate change is not real, that you're being sold this fake thing, they're a fucking moron. Excuse my language, but they are fucking stupid. And I'm so empathetic towards people, but I guess I should rephrase that. If, they blindly are just like, I don't really believe in it, but are open to discuss it and stuff, that's awesome. But people that will say, no, the science is wrong, and will harshly go out and defend and say why the reoccurring forest fires are natural and why these temperature swings are natural, you're a fucking moron. And what you're doing to this country and what you're setting my generation up for is just complete failure. You're giving us nothing. And I think that's why I love fly fishing so much, is, I've been able to see this change. Every year I go back out to each river, it's worse than it was the year before. And I guess I, don't know what to do anymore, with that. These corporations, we're slowly becoming this country that's separated on, 10% and 90%. For a while we had an established lower, middle, and upper class. And while I still don't think that's that good because of how the upper class was run, people just didn't realize that them in the lower class were being tricked. But at least there was growth and there was establishment, and people felt like they could chase something and pursue something. What we're entering now is this state where 10% of America is elite, has just elite wealth, and 90% is poor and can't afford housing. I know at corporations you see this a lot, but even the corporation I work for, I see it every day. And I get scared to talk about these things. It's tough to be raw and expose yourself on camera that's going to be posted to public when corporations run the country. But I see it every day. I'm a manufacturing engineer. Most of my work's on the production floor. I love my production staff. I would do anything for them, any day, any hour. I've always got their back, and they always got my back. My executives, I know that's not the same. They would rat me out or leave me out, hang me out to dry instantly. They could care less about those under them, and I know because I've talked to a lot of them about this issue. We've got executives in my company that, are making millions a year, 3 or 4, multiple millions, live in a $4 million waterfront property. They're going into the plant once every 2 weeks because the rest is work from home, easy peasy, get to travel a lot, just having meetings, manager stuff. While I'm watching the people on the floor, the people that actually do work, some of them not have a house to go home to that night. Some of them not knowing if they're going to go home and be able to put food on their plate. And to be able to look at a company and see, 10% of it be multimillionaires, and then so many of them be people who can't afford housing, it's just awful. And yet, that is what we deem success in this country, and that's what we promote. And I hate it. I hate it so much. And I just don't know what we can do or where we can go unless, workers unite. Anyone who makes under 100,000, and of course there are going to be people who make 30,000 saying, oh well, the people that make 100 are fine off. Unfortunately, we're reaching a state where people who are making 100,000 a year are struggling to live, and the average income's around, I think, 35 or 40,000 a year. How are they living? What about the people who make below the average? And I don't know. I can't comprehend it. It's so hard for me. I think that's why, like speaking about it to the camera, to at least just have someone hear me. I know our politicians won't listen. I know, corporations won't listen, but, maybe one day the people will listen and we'll take back, what's supposed to be ours. I saw this crazy interview of a CEO talking about how much he hated COVID because during COVID, it made people think that the company should be grateful to have them as employees, and instead of vice versa, where we as employees should be grateful the company gave us a job. He was saying how awful that is, that no, we should go every day thankful that, this place gave us a job knowing they could get rid of us like that. Fuck him. We need to, show these people what's up. We saw what happened with John Deere and their unions when they tried to, and all the, actual production staff unionized and stepped out to get what they deserved. Bam. John Deere was like, you know what? We'll put all our white-collar people in there. I think first day, within the first hour, someone almost died. There was a lot of accidents. These people, these executives, they can't run these production machines. They can't do any of the bottom level stuff. People realize how little they do. CEOs do almost nothing. And yet they're making millions while the people who actually do stuff are struggling to live. And these corporations make so much money that they're able to spend and market against telling us, what's good. So many people, even people that I consider, friends that are a little more liberal, think unions are bad. The one that I always hear is, well, why would you pay all this money to a union just to make more money? In the end, you lose money. That is so false, and it's advertisement that corporations have paid for to make you think that unions are bad. But no, the only reason, we're working 40 hours a week and not 7 days a week for 12, 14 hours a day is because of unions. During the Industrial Revolution, when unions first started, that's why they were trying to work everybody, kids, adults, just everybody, 14, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not okay. Unions saved that, not corporations. Now, you almost need that same thing. And it's just sad to see a country where so many are struggling and so few are doing well. But it's that idea that, one day you'll get to make it big and screw over others. That's why we keep, driving for more. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe one day we'll see the change that we want to see. But for now, sorry about that. I'm trying to find some lighting that works as the sun moves. For now, I want to finish up and just talk about one last thing. Like I said, I'm taking a big risk with this segment of the video. I'm talking a lot about, corporations. I'm a pretty anti-corporate guy, even though I work for one. Something else I want to talk about is weed. I'm in Montana. Cannabis is legal here. I think it should be legal everywhere. It should be federally legal. We all know why cannabis was banned. It was banned in the Ronald Reagan era. Got some beautiful Yellowstone Gold, little sativa from Lionheart Cannabis here in Bozeman. Definitely recommend checking it out. Both bud tenders that I had, I can't tell, I'm sorry y'all, I can't tell if this lighting is good or not, but both bud tenders were immaculate. It looks really good. Cannabis is not federally legal. It's becoming widely more state legal in a lot of places now, but it is not by no means federally legal. It's still federally illegal. As we see it legalized across the country, one thing that I always notice is that it's white men most of the time that get to open dispensaries. My brothers and sisters, for so long have been incarcerated for so little. especially when it comes to weed. And now that it's legal, you know, it's just profit for the white man. And I hate to break that down, you know, so to such basics like that. You know, it's not it's of course more than that, but you know, when weed was criminalized, my brothers and sisters were being incarcerated for half grams. Police were using, you know, able to use 1/4 of a gram, a roach with no weed in it, to send these people to jail for years, to incarcerate them. And now it's illegal, it's a booming business, you've got $1 million dispensaries. They're all run by rich white people. And it just hurts. And that's why I love what New York is doing. New York recently legalized, and it gave its first dispensary bids to recently pardoned or people who were freed or were freed when it became legalized from minor possession charges of marijuana. I think every state needs to do that. You know, for so long we've grown up with this fear that, you know, you can't, you know, you have 0.1 grams of marijuana, which has been scientifically proven to be better for you, healthier for you than alcohol. It leads to less deaths than alcohol. You can't OD on it. It's got actual medicinal properties. And now, yes, let me be clear. You can grow dependencies to marijuana. I definitely suffered with that when I was in college a little bit. You know, it got to the point where, you know, it's like I needed to smoke. Now when I'm in a legal state, I just enjoy to smoke when I can, you know. It's not a rush, it's not urgent, it's not necessary, but if I'm in a legal state and I can, it just makes it peaceful. It's something enjoyable, it's something nice. But it's something that was decriminalized in the Reagan era out of pure racism and hatred for Mexicans that were, and Hispanic people that were crossing the border. And we've let that continue into today, where we still in some states have marijuana classified as the same potency or, you know, class of drug as heroin or meth. And it's just insane to me. It is just insane to me. So yeah, that's another, you know, thing I just wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, how crazy, for how long, you know, black people were being fucked for having almost no weed. Now it's legal and you see these people making millions off of dispensaries, while those people who were getting incarcerated, you know, they've got nothing. I don't know what to do. Definitely struggling as a country, and, you know, I hate to say that because there's a lot of countries with so much worse going on than we do. And then found these cool little Rocky Road White Owl limited edition, really cool little wraps. So we are going to roll a nice little river blunt, get my, yeah, look at that. Roll a nice little river blunt, get my leader fixed, and then it's time to catch some fish, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. I am super excited for this one. I'm glad I can bring y'all on with me, you know. I usually enjoy some cannabis when I'm in a legal state, when I'm fly fishing. There's almost nothing better. I don't know, it's just peaceful, it's serenity. And something I think it really helps me with is slow down, you know. Even that first hole down there, I was rushing a lot, I was getting through it quick. I can assure you, once I smoke this, I'll take a lot more time thinking about where my casts need to go. And I make less casts, but they're more precise, they're more on point. I usually find that I am definitely a little more effective. But yeah, I'm gonna de-split this down. I'll see if I can get some on the GoPro chest cam and do a little roll with me vid out in Bozeman. But we're gonna get this puppy rolled and just back on to some fishing, y'all. Let's get it. Bam. Like that, got a perfect Rocky Road White Owl.
Look at that, y'all. Freaking money. So I'm gonna fix my leader, enjoy me some of this, saving the rest for a little bit later, and then it will be fish time. Let's go catch some fish. Something else cool I really want to talk about is I only have about a half day of fishing today. My godfather did one of the coolest things ever and rented me, you know, a full-on mountain bike. So he's a big mountain biker. So tonight, when he's off work, we're just gonna leave and just go first thing, go ride trails all night, and then hopefully hit Bridger Brewing Company after that for some nice hazy IPAs. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm ready to go. I think I've got all my talking out for today. I'm gonna do a lot of talking again tomorrow probably when I'm in the Grand Tetons, and then the next 2 days after that will be pretty much all fishing focused. I'll be with my cousin, I'll have someone else to film. That will 100% be set on, you know, getting good shots, good bites, good eats, lots of fishing film. Then I'll close it up in the Black Hills where it's, you know, a little more raw, talking, real footage again, and then I'll be back home to edit it all together, and I think we'll probably be a 3-part series, but yeah, of my 2,500 mile loop of Wyoming and Montana. But I'm gonna fix my leader now, get everything set up, and let's go get some fish. Okay, my leader is fixed. I'm packed up again, ready to go. We'll break into this. So yeah, I'll smoke probably half of it, get to fishing, and then finish the rest later. But yeah, thanks for listening to some of my rants. If you know you've been a fan of my videos, thanks for tuning in. Spend a lot of time on them, you know, really try and elevate my filmmaking game, and hopefully one day I can have this somehow, you know, be my job. Filmmaking or fly guiding or, you know, something in that industry. But yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'm going to turn off the camera, enjoy this with the views, and next time you see me, we will be catching some brown trout. So, let's get it, y'all. Oh, that was so cool, guys. Nice brown just came out and smacked it from under that tree. I missed. There we go. Right back to where he belongs. There we go. The streamer, there's a better one. Of course I turned the GoPro off, but okay, it's 2 o'clock, which means that's all she wrote for Bozeman and the East Gallatin. Just incredible scenery, the landscape. The East Gallatin River is also beautiful. Caught one nice rainbow, one beautiful brown, missed about 4 others, but it is what it is. Y'all know me, I don't care too much about that. You know, I like to land them all, but This morning I was definitely struggling, wasn't quite on, especially the first hole. The first one I missed, and then it got better from there. But yeah, it was still beautiful. Still surprised I didn't get anything on a streamer, or even nymph in this hole. I'm just gonna tell myself that it's middle of the day and they didn't want to bite to make me feel better. But yeah, it's time to head back, get prepared to mountain bike, and y'all are gonna see some of that footage. But that's supposedly gonna be awesome up in the mountains, and we're just gonna have a blast. I've never done it before. I've only really road biked. So yeah, it's a great day. 2 fish, had some others, beautiful time out here. Wish I could spend more time out here. I'll definitely have to come back, but got a great half day out. Bozeman, of course, was more about seeing my godfather for me and, you know, talking about some important things this morning. So happy I accomplished that. Like I said, the last 2 days of the trip, or the second to last 2, those will be big, you know, full, probably 8-10 hour days of slamming some trout. So we'll get all the content we need. But thanks, and yeah, I am out of here.
But it took a while to really get it. Like, I got it, but I never wasn't good till like 4th season. So freaking hard. It was driving your front end. So basically the bike is just doing this.
Okay, yeah, so you're going down, you want to make a right turn, you want to keep your body straight.
Up and down. Should we go up like this?
But then banking this way, so
right.
The bike goes right, okay.
The bike is turning, not you.
Cool. That's, yeah, it's starting to work in my brain. I like that. For what is widely considered one of, you know, the top 3 or top 5 most beautiful drives in the United States that you can do. You know, it'd be on par with this. I think the route up like California on the coast and up the Pacific Northwest, and, you know, a few others. But today I'm blessed to get to drive from Bozeman to Moose, which I'm taking the route that takes you right along the Gallatin. I'm already looking over it where the, you know, the infamous river runs through it was filmed. But we'll be following the Gallatin through the Big Sky Valley all the way to West Yellowstone, and then from there we'll follow the Snake River Valley along the Grand Tetons and Bridger Tetons until we arrive at our destination in Moose. It's already like looks incredible, and, you know, I'm only 2 minutes into the canyon, so I can't wait for about an hour from now when we're a little more into Big Sky. But
It's going to be an incredible drive. I'll probably stop along the way to get a lot of, you know, footage, just some nature shots, and, you know, maybe I feel like, you know, you gotta fish on the Gallatin too. Like, so I'll probably, you know, take a stop or two along the way, pull out the rod and reel, and see if I can catch some trout, because it's just such a historic river, and, you know, there's so much meaning behind it for the fly fishing community. You know, I feel like I gotta take a few casts, but we'll see what happens. For now, I'm gonna get a little bit more into the valley, and yeah, just enjoy every bit of it. You know, I love being on the open road. Wish I could have, you know, my tunes playing right now in the background, nice and low. I've got some, you know, good vibey music for this type of stuff, but we just get copyrighted. But yeah, it's open road. It seems like most of the traffic's coming north, so I should have a pretty smooth shot, even though it's going through some big parks. And yeah, today we'll end up in Moose, and then from there it's on to the Wyoming range and the Bridgesters for some Hams. I think it's called Hams Fork River, is where I'll be camping and fishing in the backcountry. But yeah, it's time for me to just take in every bit of this drive and enjoy it, because it's fantastic.